everybody. What's happening? I'm just doing a quick live stream. We won't be in here long, but let's wait for a few people to get in here. I just want to do a quick tribute to Bryan Oneill. I cannot say his name enough. So this whole live stream, Bryan Oneill, is dedicated to you, Bryan Oneill, Denver's top cop sergeant guy. Hola, what's happening? So, yeah, we're just dedicating this whole live stream to Bryan Oneill. And what I want to say about it is, if you have not read today's post on YouTube, please go read it. I posted a couple pages, top cop allegedly. Hey, Commander. I was just asking a question of the Denver Police Department on another one of their stupid videos they do for their CAP awards. The Denver Police Department has a YouTube channel, and they just did this set of awards again. I think they do them quarterly. I don't know. Where the public's not invited, of course, and they're celebrating their heroes. There's a hula hoop going flying here. Interesting. I'm actually not in Denver. I'm in Englewood. I'm sitting in one of my favorite spots ever to watch things happen. And that's at the bus stop at King Soopers on Englewood Parkway. It's all very interesting. What do you mean they're not heroes? They're all heroes. They do hero stuff. That's why they give them awards. Jeez. I hope if you need a cop, you don't ever call one, because you don't deserve a cop to come help you. You deserve to die. I hope you die. Those are your typical bootlicker top cop supporters. No, listen up. I'll call a crackhead if I need a cop. But anyway, this stream is about Bryan Oneill. We can't say his name enough. Hashtag Bryan Oneill, the Denver Police Department's top cop. So I posted a couple pages of a transcript that I've had for a little while. And I'm going to eventually... What's up, DJ? Heroes into zeros? It certainly is not zeros into heroes. If they're zeros, they just stay zeros. Oh, that's what you're hearing. Yes, well, you're hearing it right. So, for those of you who don't know Sergeant Bryan Oneill, he is the best thing that has ever happened to the Denver Police Department and the citizens and residents of the city and county of Denver. This cop has got it going on. And he has been so brave that he has had me arrested 3 times for all of my crimes. And this last time he had me arrested, yeah, it's the best thing since sliced bread and toilet paper. You can slice your own bread, but making your own toilet paper, damn. So he's right up there with toilet paper. A specific brand, I mean, I don't know. Sam's Club is my brand. I don't know about Charmin for some of you, but Charmin's up there. It's too chalky. It's a little too chalky. Oh, no, DJ, he didn't tell me that. I don't need him to tell me that. He shows me on the regular what a hero, and not even close to a zero he is. So, yeah, at any rate, this last time he had me arrested for the 3rd time, where it was dismissed for the 3rd time. full disclosure, all 3 cases weren't dismissed. In between there was a second one. Commander. I got to get back to the commander thing. But hold on. So the second time we went to trial that Bryan Oneill drummed up this arrest warrant for recording in the District 3 lobby, and the jury literally laughed their asses off and laughed him out of court. The judge in that case would not allow any constitutional arguments for First Amendment. And the attorneys on that case still mopped the floor with Bryan's stupid face, Bryan Oneill, sergeant, in his official capacity. He gets his feelings get hurt, and I feel bad. I feel bad when Bryan's feelings are hurt because I try to be sensitive for everyone's feelings, especially people that use force on me. I mean, I understand, Bryan. It's rough. And you got to do what you got to do, right? Because you should do whatever you want to do because you're not held accountable to whatever you want to do. So you should definitely do what you got to do want to do what you want to do. I'm just saying. And if that means having Regan Benson arrested for the rest of your life, you should do it. I totally, I mean, you're just doing your job and you're just doing what you think is right. Although I think you have some learning disabilities. And I just recently wrote to City Council about you, all of City Council in Denver, and Ron Thomas, to call out that the complaint I filed on you, the day I filed it on you on October 13th, they issued a disposition on October 13th and said you'd done nothing wrong. And I just wanted to highlight how great I thought that was. And that I think, the Denver Police Department's internal affairs is rocking it with honesty and thorough investigations that are fair and thorough with really well thought out dispositions that tell the citizenry, you know what, we're here for you. We understand, we heard your complaint, and we're hearing you. So thank you for writing us. But at any rate, I wrote City Council, Bryan, and I told them that I thought it was really nice that the city and the police department have been accommodating your learning disabilities for like the 27 years you've been on the force. I don't know how you got on the force, but whoever let you on the force was really a solid individual in that they recognized that you didn't have a basic comprehension of the English language. You can't spell, you can't read, you can't write, you can't follow directions. I get it. I mean, shit. You should be able to carry a gun and a badge with impunity to red rum anybody at any given time. And hats off. Hats off to the city and county of Denver and everyone that's been in charge for the past 30 years to let Bryan Oneill continue the tradition of carrying on the Oneill name. His father, I think his grandfather, his brother over in District 4. I mean, this family's really solid, but Bryan, he's kind of, and they've really done the Oneills a solid and kept their spirits alive in recognizing that Bryan Oneill has got some probably alcohol fetal syndrome shit going on, and they've let him have a job. I think that's just really fucking phenomenal. And Bryan, cheers. I mean, keep up the good work. But Commander, back to me watching this CAP awards, giving these cops their awards. I left a message. They lowered the bar. No, they rose the bar for all people with disabilities when they hired Bryan Oneill, because you can have a shitload of cognitive disabilities and still carry a gun. So if you're confined to wheelchair or whatever, you can go to work for the Denver Police Department. They will find a spot for you. So anyway, back to this CAP award. I left a message under the last video of DPD, and I asked them who made the decision to make Joel Bell the commander of District 3. I'd like to have, yeah, DJ, totally. He could run it. He could run it. A good whistle in his mouth. Blow a whistle. Yeah. So whoever hired Joel Bell, whoever made that decision to make that guy Bryan Oneill's boss, I'd like to have a few words with them as well. I'd like to congratulate them for putting the two dumbest motherfuckers in the entire Denver Police Department in one building. Did I say that? I didn't mean that. I meant a couple motherfuckers that are trying really hard and are just, I don't know, I feel bad. So this stream is dedicated. He'd probably he'd choke on it first. This stream is dedicated to Bryan Oneill. And Valentine's Day is over. I had this one delivery that I made. I made a bunch of these for people. Isn't it beautiful? I am multi-talented, but I didn't get this delivered. Who should be the lucky recipient of this? Look at this, how beautiful this is. I made it all, every bit of it. I almost even grew these. So at any rate, Valentine's Day is over, and my point with that is, do you like my shirt? Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! I'm wearing this shirt in celebration of a dear friend of mine who bought me this shirt. And he happens to bring immense amount of joy to my life. He also brings something that nobody else, that very few people can bring to one's life, and that is the ability to have fishies and reef tanks. I have the most beautiful reef tank, tiny little thing. I used to have a great big one, a 70-gallon one, and this friend of mine has done this stuff for me for years, and he just brings a lot of joy to my life. Valentine's Day. It is. It's the Chinese New Year. But anyway, Bryan Oneill, fuck off! Fuck off! So this whole stream is dedicated to Bryan Oneill. Okay, now back to the post I made today. I posted a couple pieces of a transcript, a 352-page transcript from Bryan Oneill going to the civil courts in uniform on duty to file for a permanent restraining order against me back in October. Bryan, I get it. I mean, your feelings were, I'm sure they still are. They're still pretty hurt. That Regan Benson, man, she really, I mean, you should really stick it to her if you can. So, at any rate, I posted 2 pages of this 300 and some page transcript. It's for your preview. The whole thing is going to be available very soon. We're going to talk about it very soon in honor of Bryan Oneill and the Oneill family, and how utterly, horrendously fucking stupid Bryan Oneill is in his official capacity. Like I said to someone else today, I'm sure he's a genius when he's out of uniform. But my favorite part of that 3-hour hearing that day, which, by the way, Bryan didn't know that he had to come back to court. He thought he could just file that restraining order and it was just automatic. That's why I think the judge, I mean, if it were me, I would have been sentenced to jail at that hearing for lying for perjuring myself and filing a document that I blatantly and knowingly lied on when I said that this woman did all this stuff to me and it never fucking happened. I would have gone to jail. And probably sat in jail on contempt charges, probably for 90 to 120 days. I can't remember what the max is that judges can sentence people to contempt on. But had I done what Bryan Oneill, the ADD special needs fuck up, did, I would have gone to jail. Not him. He got to come back and file it again. He got to file it twice because he didn't hear the judge, or he couldn't read the piece of paper because he didn't know how to read. He's illiterate, and he didn't understand when the judge told him that he had to come back to court for the permanent hearing. He didn't know he was supposed to do that. So when I showed up to object and reset the hearing, he wasn't there. Imagine that. But Bryan Oneill, he got to go ahead and file it again and get the fees waived and then gang stalk me some more at my home by sending the sheriff's department to my home again, after filing a restraining order, getting all of my personal home address information from the NCIC CCIF fuck you system that he admitted to getting my information out of while he was on the stand in this restraining order hearing. Yes, he admitted to breaking the law, to violating policy, to lying, and he didn't have any repercussions. And as far as I know, he's still out here not able to read, follow directions, or hear any verbal instructions, and he carries a sidearm and can kill you at any second he decides to. Also, Bryan, in tribute of you and in honor of you and the fire department, Glenn Stokes specifically, I would like to let you both know that it's going to be really great to see you both in federal court to talk about all the collusion and the things that you got to work on together. And Bryan and Glenn Stokes, Glenn and his little fucker boy, Ray, that little fucking thing from the Denver Fire Department that got Mark fired. Those two, they've got a problem with me. I don't know exactly what it is, except that they're two. And so, oh yeah, Glenn, I got some body cam footage of you and Bryan Oneill having some discussions about me. But it's okay. I mean, in honor, we're lifting up Bryan Oneill. It was cute when he turned the body cam off, though. That was cute. So when we have to get some depositions from some people in the city and county of Denver, Glenn, you'll be high up on the list. Yeah, because this whole cute little game has cost me about $8,000 minimum as of now in attorney's fees. So yeah, we have to get through one more criminal case with the commander and his little friend Bryan Oneill and his boss Joel Bell, and that cute little Chelsea Novotny over here at the Denver PD. They're so cute. All of them together, they're just like, special needs. And Denver PD has done a really nice thing keeping them up here. So yeah, at any rate, Bryan, this one's for you. And all you attorneys watching, and all you city folk, city employee, taxpayer paid, forced taxation payer paid fuckers that also are not of the manly fortitude to say, you know what, Regan, this shit is wrong. This shit is wrong. And we're going to arrest because we have a duty to intervene. Look who's showing up. Mm-hmm. It's because they know where I'm at. Now, if I go to try, if I go to, look for these fuckers, they run from me. So anyway, back to Bryan Oneill. This is about Bryan. This is not about Englewood. This is about Bryan Oneill. Because I just haven't honored him enough lately. So back to the post that I made today of the 2 pages of the 300 and some page transcript. I want to read to you my favorite part in those pages. Now, you can go read it yourself, but this is where he admits that he's lying. And the judge catches him and she calls him out for his lying. But she just lets him walk away. She does rule in my favor and dismisses all of this after wasting hours and hours and hours of my time, my attorney's time, and money to fight this dumb motherfucker who's so stupid that he can't read or write. And so one would think that I would have been able to do that on my own and not have to waste that kind of money. But again, the system just isn't designed to work the way it's supposed to. So in order to get shit done, you have to bring in people that know really how to get that shit done. And my attorney really knows how to get shit done. So my favorite part of the 2 pages, where Bryan admits ultimately what he's been up to for the past 4 years since I first hurt his feelings. And I'd like to say I'm sorry. I kind of say I'm sorry, but then I think I kind of don't mean it. I don't know, Bryan, I'm really torn. I'm really torn in how to properly honor you. If anybody has any suggestions on how I can properly honor Bryan Oneill, please put them here in the chat or send me an email. But again, all his bosses, they love him. I mean, they hump his leg pretty much on the daily. They think what he's doing is pretty phenomenal. So at any rate, here's what Bryan said under oath on the stand. If I have to see Miss Benson, I have to see her. If she would have shown up at the cab meeting, left my name out of her mouth on her live stream, there wouldn't be another action right now going on criminal side. I wouldn't have done anything. This right here is my favorite part of everything that has taken place in the past several years, is Bryan admitting that had I kept his name out my mouth, he wouldn't have done anything. Bryan, I don't know. I mean, I do. I feel really bad for you. I do. Because you just don't know when to shut the fuck up. And, you're pretty stupid. You're pretty fucking stupid. You mean you wouldn't have lied, Bryan? If I had kept your name out of my mouth, curious. How's all this working out for you? With me not keeping your name out my mouth. Should I do a live stream and say your name? There goes Englewood. Oh, it's Mari Stober. Yeah, she's the one I've been needing to talk to. Do you know what this bitch just did? That's what she wants me to know. She's on duty. Hey, Mari, she likes to pick on homeless people. And she thinks she's going to have the honor of arresting me someday, which she probably will, because these fuckers are going to pull another Bryan Oneill here pretty soon. They take turns, in case you didn't know. Okay. Yeah, Bohica, cops don't lie. They just tell the truth. Yeah, they do. So, Bryan Oneill, this stream's for you, but I got to throw in a little plug with Officer Stober over here. For those of you that were with me at the city council meeting here in Englewood when I was talking about Allied being out of control again and targeting Josh, and yeah, well, while I was outside streaming, Mari Stober went over to a spot out here in Englewood where Josh is known to be from time to time. I doubt she was retaliating. I doubt she was doing anything like that. You know, like Bryan and his friends do, and his command staff and all that. I doubt word got back to her that she should go try to find Josh and give him a ticket. I don't think she would have done anything like that. It just happened that she happened upon some other homeless folks that are in this same area where Josh might have been, and she just happened to give both of them citations for being homeless while I was doing a live stream from the city council meeting. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, she's not the brightest either. Bryan and Mari might have a lot in common in that they're lacking. It's just not all there, if you will. Yeah. So I guess Englewood wants to resurrect this. We're going to cite you for being homeless and being in our city. Englewood doesn't have a camping ban per se, but we'll just go ahead and throw them back into Judge Jefferson's court so we can trash Judge Jefferson some more at City Council, right? Because that's part of this whole effort, because Judge Jefferson is actually a good judge and he upholds people's constitutional rights. And he looks for alternative sentencing that makes sense, and he allows advocates and the unhoused to work together to reach productive end goals, which several of us have a very long history of doing here. Long history, 3 to 4 years, 5 years of working with the unhoused community to connect to resources through community service and a judge who gets it. But see, City Council, they don't like Judge Jefferson because he's not about the cha-ching, cha-ching. And that's what they want. They want to ultimately here in Englewood, and it'll be coming, they'll change the city charter to convince people that they shouldn't vote for a judge, wherein Englewood is the only municipality in the state that votes for their municipal judge. But I suspect that they will put it on the ballot. It'll be some tricky language. People in Englewood are pretty stupid, and they like this stupid city council. Voters in general are pretty stupid. They vote with emotions. Most of them don't even know what they're voting on. They just watch a few commercials and they hear something their friends are saying, or they go Google some shit and they just vote. That's the average voter. If they vote, look, I'm kind of done voting. I keep saying I'm not voting for anybody. Nobody represents me, but there are issues that I will still vote on. There's going to be a good issue on the ballot in November. Hopefully, it's in the petition collection gathering stages. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying I might vote in November. Not for any one, but the issues. So at any rate, back to Mari Stober and this whole will cite these guys and throw them back into Jefferson's courtroom. They were charged with unlawful conduct on public property camping. They don't even have a definition to camping, really, here in Englewood. The cops are just making up their own rules for camping. And I'm sure the homeless individuals that were trying to stand up for themselves deserved that ticket for not honoring and lifting the cops' presence and authority over their lives, being grown-ass adult men being told by a woman to get up off the ground, right? Just like the grown-ass men in the Allied security, I wouldn't call them men, but grown-ass males, telling another male to get up off the floor because he wants to spread his cards out, and then retaliating against him, Josh, for not following the orders of the Allied man authority, which started the whole bullshit again with Allied. And now Allied's started their bullshit again, even again. Joe, the gun, the pew guard. Bryan, I'm so sorry. This stream is really about you. Say his name. Say my name. Say my name. It's Bryan Oneill. I'm a fucking fuck up. Fuck off. Fuck off. Valentine's Day is over, everybody. We're not really about spreading a lot of love today. Keeper, what's happening? So, at any rate, this stream is about Bryan. Bryan, I'm just saying that you and Mari might have a lot in common. Mari, let me introduce you to Bryan Oneill over in Denver. Just send him an email. He'll give you good advice. He'll tell you what you need to do to get me under control. And you two can just really work together and get some good shit done. And then your bosses, Joel Bell, Joel, and what's his name? David, what's his name over here? The new chief from Missouri? Davy Jackson and Jolie Bell. They can get together. Maybe the four of you could do lunch. Pick a neutral place. Maybe not in Englewood or Denver. Maybe you should go down into Highlands Ranch. Maybe go over into Lakewood. This stream is about you, Bryan Oneill. Yeah, Action Jackson. Davy Jackson. So, yeah, Commander, so they literally have nothing, so let's find them and make it harder for them to get back on their feet. Makes a lot of sense. Yes, indeed. A couple of them are never getting housed. We don't want to have those honest conversations about how to support those folks or get them back on their feet. We just want to criminalize the shit out of them because that's how you solve homelessness. I mean, everybody knows that. We learned that as a whole nation with the Grants Pass ruling, in that municipalities, governments everywhere across the United States now can take people to jail for existing out in public without there having to be a shelter. So if you get move along orders, and you don't immediately move along, you're going to jail, which you don't even have to give them move along orders anymore. You can just take them straight to jail with the Grants Pass ruling. I just watched a couple interactions here with some folks. This is one of my favorite places to hang out. Did you know that it's really not the homeless that are of a safety concern here in Englewood? You know, I mean, everybody, it's easy. The homeless, they're all violent and they're all going to kill you. And, you know, when they have addiction issues and they're uh, having these issues out on the streets, you should definitely make fun of them. You should take pictures of them, post them, humiliate them, you know, because that's what solves addiction issues and homelessness. Humiliation and criminalization. It really gets to the core of the issue, right? So, you know, you can hit up organizations that'll take your videos and publish them anonymously. Yeah, and tell their own story about what might be going on or what's not going on. Speaking of, you know, the La Paz micro community, um, you remember that live stream? We were talking about the assault that occurred over there, and I ended up getting the PC warrant, probable cause warrant affidavit that what's her name wrote up. Anastasia Moore of District 3, Bryan Oneill's other little partner in not all there-ness. So it turns out that I did that records request with the Department of Safety, and they were ignoring me. I told you that, so that's why I went and got the PC affidavit, so I could see what was going on right away, because I asked them to respond quickly, because it was really an issue of safety and understanding who this could have been that committed this assault. But they didn't respond. You know, they just ignored me. Fuck you, Regan. We don't have to respond to you. We're busy. So ultimately, the next week, almost a week later, I sent the records woman, Andrea Weber, an email and said, hey, are you going to respond to this in part or in whole at all? Because I wanted to know specifically if the Denver Police Department had issued a warrant for the Brennan Fletcher person that was named in that PC warrant, wherein that other guy beat the other guy with a pipe. But this Brennan Fletcher guy admitted to the cop when she came to interview that he'd kicked the guy in the head, the victim. Yeah. No, it turns out, according to DPD, that no warrant was issued for him because the victim did not want to press charges. And also, Andrea Weber was able to confirm that Do Better Denver did not send an information request to the Denver Police Department for the information that was released without a records request. District 3, I wonder who's releasing Denver Police Department information to Do Better Denver before the investigation was even complete. Do Better Denver had the guy's name, date of birth, everything that happened. Who would be doing that? Who do you think would be doing that over at District 3? Where Commander Jolie Bell and Bryan Oneill are head of the, District 3 operations. I don't know who would be doing that. It's not Commander Bell. It is Commander. It is Commander. Yeah, it's you, Bryan. You're the commander. Everybody knows that. Everybody takes their orders from you. I'm sure Anastasia Moore is as well. It is Commander Bryan Oneill. We honor you, sir. So for those of you that follow me, those are the latest updates, but this stream is really about Bryan Oneill. Releasing public records to the public. Well, releasing public information only to do better Denver. That's the issue. That's the issue, DJ. And furthermore, it's information that is not available per statute if there is an active investigation. So that's how that works. Now, could you find out who the person was? Potentially. Who the person was that was considered the suspect. Well, sure, after they get arrested. So you see the problem in all of this? So somebody is releasing information to do better Denver without any records requests. And they have been doing this for quite a while. And should there be an investigation into this? Well, that depends on who you ask. And if you're going to ask the Denver Police Department to investigate themselves, I mean, let's get real. Just like I have asked the Denver Police Department to investigate Bryan Oneill's crimes. Bryan, I know, but I'm just doing my job. Okay? So don't get all tender-footed and start freaking out and writing a warrant for me this week. Can we get through the next couple weeks, maybe, before you write another warrant? Let me prep a little bit. I gotta have another surgery. Let me get through that. Let me get that wrapped up so I don't have to go to jail and contract an infection. Some crazy shit like that. But please, just let me get through a couple things before you write another warrant for me. I mean, hell, the last warrant you wrote for me, you didn't write it for 6 weeks. Since, you got mad. Remember, I cussed you out again. And so you got mad. And so you went back and you wrote a bogus warrant. You remember that? You wrote your own warrant and got it signed. And then you arrested me at the cab meeting. Do you remember that? And then you tried to set me up with contraband to take to the jail. Do you remember that? And do you remember when Megan Dodge, who's now the chief of internal affairs, do you remember when Megan Dodge was like, Bryan didn't do anything wrong. He can do this stuff. We don't have any issue with Bryan doing this stuff. And I don't know if you know this or not, Bryan, but I even filed a complaint on Megan Dodge and Mary Dulacki. Do you remember Mary Dulacki? She lost her job. But Mary Dulacki flat out told me and the Office of the Independent Monitor that the Executive Department of Safety was not going to do an investigation on Megan Dodge and everything that she was covering up and hiding. Did you know that, Bryan? Can you imagine that? So I was writing to City Council the other day, telling them about all this stuff. And so look, it's no big deal. Nobody really gives a shit. You'll be able to write another warrant here pretty soon. So I was just really highlighting how great it is that Megan Dodge is protecting you. And there's just she can just do that. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I'm just doing my job. So what I was saying was, shit, I forgot what I was even saying because I got so caught up in remembering how special the two of you actually are. At any rate, just let me get through the next couple weeks. You might want to get with Englewood first, see if they're writing a warrant so you can like double down, right? Get me picked up on a Friday, maybe over here in Arapahoe, and get somebody else from the counter threats department at the DPD to write a state warrant for me, right? So they can hold me in Arapahoe until Denver can come get me from Arapahoe. If you could get this all coordinated and shit, that'd be cool, right? Because there's nothing else you need to be doing, really. That's what they do. That's what they've done, Anthony. So are they going to stop? That is the question. Are they going to stop doing this? No, not likely. I've already sued once. I'm in the middle of suing Englewood. Does Denver give a shit? No, they don't care. So we sue, and they just keep doing it. I write city councils. I write everybody. I write the attorney general, and he's like, fuck you too, Regan. I'm running for governor right now. I don't have time to be holding law enforcement in the state of Colorado accountable when I got all this shit going down with Trump and ICE that I need to focus on as a state attorney general who's campaigning on taxpayer dime to run for governor. I don't have time for that shit. So, yeah, scoot along. Look, so they are at war with the people. Prove me wrong. Law enforcement is the standing army we were warned about. Prove me wrong. All this stuff that I've just rattled off to you should sound like somebody who is out of their mind. I'd like it to be that. I wish that I was just completely out of my mind and I was just rattling all this on for no reason. Every single bit of it is truth. It is as stupid and as crazy as it's just sounded for the last 30, 40 minutes. Yeah. It's really happening with no end in sight. So if you're wondering why people aren't out recording the police, this is why. They ruin your life. They attempt to ruin your life. And if you do not have the resources, the knowledge base, the perseverance, and you have any other things going on in your life financially, if you've got addiction issues, they're going to destroy your life. So, and they know it, and they know how to do that. They know that they can get away with it. They know they can target the weak, the arrogant, the folks that think they can come out here and take on government and not have the common sense to understand that it takes a little bit more than just picking up a camera. So if they're doing that to me, if they're doing this to me, think of all the other people that aren't public, that don't pick up cameras, that they're doing this to. I would say 2 out of 3. Do the police get it right from time to time? Sure. It's rare. And it's even more rare when justice is served if the police get it right. So fuck the police and fuck you too, Bryan Oneill. You fucking imbecile, fucking scumbag, Satan spawn of nasty every fucking thing that every person on this free earth should despise. I'm not afraid of you. I never have been, you fucking tiny little man. You tiny little fucking stupid ass boy. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your little boss, Jolie, Commando Belly, Jolie Belly. I am not afraid of... Who am I afraid of? I don't know. I'll let you know. Here on Earth. I know who I'm afraid of. I know who I answer to. And it's not you motherfuckers. So I just wanted to make this stream all about Bryan Oneill. And if you have not read my post on my YouTube channel here that I made today, go find it and read it. Go read those 2 pages from that 300 and some page transcript that I've had. Cops act like the mafia because they always have. Always were. Yeah. And even though we have cameras now, nothing's changed. They still beat the shit out of people. They still violate people's rights. They still kill people. Nothing's changed. And it's because they do it all with impunity. Qualified immunity, governmental immunity needs to go away entirely if we are going to stay a free society. As long as government has immunity for their crimes, it's only going to get worse. Fact. Imagine how bad things like this were before video cameras existed. Look, Commander, I think there may be less beatings. I don't think there are less rights violations occurring. I think there are more. I really do. Maybe more are making it to the surface because of cameras and because of people's willingness to record their crimes and go out on a limb. Sure. Yeah, DJ, it's over 300 pages, and I paid almost $600 for this transcript, this one transcript. So, where Bryan perjures himself repeatedly and admits that he lied and admits that he was retaliating. Bryan, you should have gone to jail that day. And you should be Brady listed. You really should not be a cop. And I would really like for that to happen. I really would. I really would. It would be the right thing for the people on top of criminal prosecution. Because you are a fucking fool. And if this is what your family stands for, you're all a bunch of fucking Satanists, and I hope you all fucking burn in hell. Yeah, I do. I hope you burn in fucking hell for the shit that you've done. And I can say those things. And your name can be in my mouth. Bryan Oneill. He doesn't like the word pig roast. He doesn't like the word guillotine, even though it was guillotine. I don't even know how to fucking pronounce it. He doesn't like those words. And he wants that to stop. Well, fuck off! Fuck off! I'm gonna go. Thanks for being in here, you guys. Go read that post.